Hey, happy people, what's up? I'm Jordan.
And I'm Joelle, and you're watching A Double Dose of Entertainment. We're here to give you all the latest entertainment news
And a glimpse into our lives.
So let's jump into our hot topics of this week.
This week was crazy. Definitely a bigger week than last week as far as entertainment news. Last week was a little bit slow, but that's because award season, kind of every other week there's an award show, and this week was an award show.
Yeah, the SAG Awards aired this past weekend on Sunday, and we, of course, are always focused on the fashion at the award show, so we have our best dressed and worst dressed list. The first person on our best dressed list is Jessica Chastain, and she has on a beautiful red gown, which I thought was absolutely stunning, but the only critique I have is the undergarments that she had on. If you see a closer picture, if you see some clips from the SAG Awards, you could see the outline of her belly button. You could kind of see everything going on underneath there. So one tip I do have for you, Jessica Chastain, at the Oscars, please come with the proper undergarments on.
But this was a step up from what she did on the Golden Globes. On the Golden Globes, she looked like cotton candy. She had her hair kind of in rolls. She had on this like light blue dress. I don't know. This looks great. I like redheads in green, not red, but this worked for her.
Yeah, the next person on our list is Amanda Seyfried, and she is wearing Zac Posen, and she was spot on. The color was incredible for her. Her hair looked great. It brought out the blue in her eyes, and I love the Lorraine Schwartz necklace that she picked. Made it look youthful, even though the dress wasn't too old for her, which she does kind of tend to dress on the older side sometimes. The dress wasn't too old, and I think the necklace added a little bit of a youthful look to it as well.
I think so too. I mean, she's stepped up so much. People don't even really remember that she was even in a movie like Mean Girls. Now that she's done big things. Dear John was much different for her. Obviously, Les Mis has gotten a lot of attention, and this dress was, I'm in love with the necklace.
Yeah, I think she looked absolutely stunning. She might be my absolute best dressed, but close in the running is our last person on our best dressed list is Naomi Watts in Marquesa. She was incredible. I love the red lips. Sometimes when people with fair skin and light hair wear a light dress like this, it kind of washes them out, but I think the red lips, the dark jewelry, and the dark nail polish really, really enhanced her look.
Yeah, and her and Amanda kind of had the same hair going on, but you know what? If you show up with the same hair and both works, then it both works.
Yeah. Moving on to our worst dressed list, which is arguably more entertaining than I think the best dressed list, because you expect movie stars to look really, really good. By far the worst dressed, Anne Hathaway in Giambattista Valli Haute Couture. And
yeah, no. And you
I
know,
don't know
and
what
the thing is, the dress isn't that bad. If you look at it, it's not that bad. However, Anne Hathaway is always dead on with the short hair, long hair. If she has it back, whatever, she always looks great. And this was just not Anne Hathaway. With a short dress like that, she did it spot on at the Golden Globes with a tight, sleek, sparkly dress. She should have just stuck with what worked and done the same thing.
Yeah, the hair, I know she cut her hair for Les Mis, but the hair usually looks better. She doesn't have earrings on, only one bracelet, no necklace, barely any makeup, and you need a new makeup artist. There's no eyeliner, there's nothing, absolutely nothing, and it just is not the Anne Hathaway we're used to. Her nails are just painted white. I don't know.
Yeah, no, and get it together.
She was sleeping on that choice. But the next person on our worst dressed list is Julianne Moore in Chanel Couture, which Chanel is a wonderful designer and usually produces great things, which this dress, the actual dress isn't horrible.
No.
It just does not work for her, and the top part just doesn't fit at all.
It doesn't. My redhead, just wear a strapless green dress. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, this area and here just was so big on her, and it just, I don't know. I don't like the flowers. I don't like the accessories that she did. I do like her hair. I do like her makeup. She doesn't really go too big with her makeup most of the time, but this was just not good.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
And our last person on the worst dressed list was Nicole Kidman and Vivienne Westwood, and she was actually one of the best dressed list nominees for Fashion Police with Joan Rivers and George Katsiopolis and Juliana Rancic and Kelly Osbourne, but I did not agree with them at all.
I mean, I'm sorry. I love Joan Rivers and Juliana Rancic. Usually they're on, usually my opinion matched with them. But Nicole Kidman, this is the second time. Your hair is a mess.
Yeah.
Like, can you brush it? And last time it was lopsided. This time it's not brushed. I don't know. She has to get it together with her hairstylist. Maybe she needs to talk to Amanda or Naomi Watts because it's just not happening.
And I will say the same thing about Nicole Kidman that I said about Jodie Foster at the Golden Globes. After a certain age, your dress, you don't need sequins on your dress. After a certain age, you should not shimmer like that.
No.
Naomi Watts did have some shimmer on her dress, but it was appropriate because it was understated. This whole thing and the sheer, you're too classy for that, Nicole Kidman. But she did follow one of the trends that we saw of the night, which was the color blue. Amanda Seyfried had on blue. Nicole Kidman had on blue. Jennifer Lawrence had on the same color. So that was a huge trend of the night, which is surprising. We usually don't see just one color unless it's black or white.
Yeah.
And also dresses that are fitted through the bottom of the gown. Usually we see a lot of the mermaid dresses or some of like the ball gown style. We usually don't see that straight, sleek look on the bottom.
Yeah.
But next on our Hot Topic list, moving on to something quite different from the SAG Awards, Chris Brown is out and about again. Brace yourselves, beware. He is targeting anyone and everyone, not just women, not just men. He is going after everyone. On Sunday, January 27th, the same day as the SAG Awards, Chris Brown reportedly got into an altercation with who is believed to be R&B singer Frank Ocean, and the altercation apparently started over a parking space outside of an LA recording studio. Now, Jordan didn't hear too much about this story.
I didn't. We had a delay yesterday from school, and I fell back asleep once they were talking about it on the news, so please enlighten me.
Yes, so well, the LA police responded to a call which alerted them to an argument between 6 males. They did release the identity of Chris Brown. They said that he was involved with the altercation, but they have not yet released the identities of the others who were involved. But Frank Ocean kind of gave himself away. He took to Twitter on Sunday night, apparently right after it happened, saying, "Got jumped by Chris and a couple of guys, cut my finger, and now I can't play with 2 hands at the Grammys," which I will bring up the Grammys now. Chris Brown and Frank Ocean are both nominated in the same category for Best Contemporary Album.
I did know that.
Which means they will both be at the Grammys, so long as no other events, which the night before the Grammys is infamous for crazy things happening, so long as no other events take place.
Chris Brown, there's something wrong with Chris Brown. I just think there is something wrong with Chris Brown. Let's just put that on record. He needs to sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
Out of control, just out of control. Such a talented young man, very good vocally, can sing live, can dance. I'm not going to say like Michael Jackson. I'm not going to go there. But he can dance very well.
Yeah.
However, he's just crazy.
Yeah.
Out of control. Chris Brown, just go in the recording studio, record some slow songs, not about what happened with you and Rihanna because we're all over that, and just get yourself together a little bit.
Yeah, well, reportedly he was at the studio listening to some artist that he represents, and upon leaving the studio, Frank Ocean was not too happy to see him there because they have had some beef before, and things seem to escalate from there. No arrests have been made, but an investigation is underway, and I just heard a few hours ago that Frank Ocean is allegedly pressing charges against Chris Brown, assault charges, because he reportedly punched Frank Ocean in the face.
Well, good for Frank Ocean. I'm a big Frank Ocean fan, so I hope he gives it to him. But next up on our Hot Topics list is about Beyonce. So, of course, this is my favorite. And this week coming up, of course, with the Ravens, we're in Baltimore, so we have to say about the Ravens. But the highlight of the Super Bowl is going to be Beyonce performing at the halftime show. She's been Instagramming pictures, she's been tweeting about it, talking about it. Everybody's been talking about it, especially after last week of them saying that she might have lip-synced the national anthem at the inauguration. If she did, who cares? But she's probably going to lip-sync again at the halftime show, and we're going to still love her for it. So Destiny's Child might actually be coming out with her. We're not sure. But if they do, it's going to be incredible, I think.
Yeah, she, like you said, she has been Instagramming pictures, and she Instagrammed a picture of herself with a shirt. It's like kind of like a sweatshirt, t-shirt thing, saying, "Can I live?" Which may be in reference to the inauguration, saying, just let me live my life, let me do what I want. But some are saying that it may have said, "Can I live?" Saying, "Can I do a live performance?"
Which we know she can.
Yes, we all know that Beyonce can sing. We all know that she is one of the greatest artists of not only our time, but one of the greatest of in decades and generations. And she definitely, undoubtedly, can sing live. But sometimes conditions, you have to, you know, roll with the punches. We were there. It was cold outside.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine trying to sing in those types of conditions.
So Beyonce, we wish you the best for the Super Bowl halftime show, and we do know you can live. And one thing we can do is dance.
Yes.
So as promised, we are going to give you a little glimpse into our lives, and the clip that we chose for this week is me acting a fool, basically.
Yes. If anyone has seen Ellen DeGeneres' show, she challenged her viewers to do a dance dare a while back. We did this a while ago. We wanted to share it with you now. She challenged people to go to a public place and dance behind just random strangers. So we were at home and we decided to do it. I videotaped Jordan danced. So we will let you see this crazy video that we put together, and we hope you enjoy.